Guys, it's Zen. How are you? Just coming in on a Saturday to say hello and talk to you a little bit about what I've been thinking about here lately. Been watching a lot of everyone's videos on goal setting and New Year's resolution, and just wanted to share a couple of my own goals. I've also had a little struggle, as you know, with water and my hard-headedness about following the rules in that regard, and that's continuing. I'm finding myself sort of stuck in the 170s, going up and down, and a lot of it is due to my hard-headedness and my non-compliance with my water. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but it isn't just me not liking water or not wanting to drink it. It's because whenever I drink more than like 3 or 4 gulps at a time, I physically feel sick to my stomach. And while it doesn't last that long, it still makes me feel sick. And I have an aversion to feeling sick and nausea. I really can't stand it and never liked it. I don't know who out there does like it. But anyway, I just have to keep pushing, and if anyone has any suggestions about that, let me know. But that's what I've been dealing with my water. I also wanted to say that I have some mini goals set for 2013. I'm going to be rewarding myself with some type of a treat, and it will probably be something that I buy or a place that I go. And I'm going to try to do it every 10 pounds. So when I get to the 160s, the 150s, the 140s, and the 130s, the finale, we'll be working on figuring out something for me for each one. And I hope that you guys do the same thing for yourselves. I don't know what increments people want to set, but whatever works for them is good. Because I do think that a little reward for yourself kind of keeps the motivation going, and it's kind of like that carrot, the carrot out there, dangling in front of us. And yes, as far as making resolutions and goals and the realisticness of the goals, I wanted to just talk about for a second, because I wanted to share that, when I originally got my surgery, I had hoped that I would be at goal in 6 or 7 months, thinking that I was going to lose 10 pounds every month and there would never be a stall and yada, yada, yada. Well, as you all know, that wasn't the case, and here I am 13 months post-op, and I still have 40 pounds to go. Yeah, it's a little frustrating, but I'm kind of glad that I've had the time to learn along the way and experience all the NSVs, do some of the mental work, and unpeel some of the onion, those layers back to figure out what's behind these things, what's been the things that have held me back, what have been my successes, what have been some of the underlying reasons and baggage that I hold on to, some of the things that I hold on to. And I'm really hard-headed, and I kind of like to be in control of myself. And sometimes when I feel out of control, I don't like that feeling at all. And there were times before that I did feel out of control, many. But I like to be in control because I'm in control of so many other areas of my life, and I just like to have a handle on those things. So I did do a lot of mental work over the holidays and was able to do a lot of reflections and clean some of the baggage out of the upstairs, the mind, which is where everything starts. So regardless of what goal we set for ourselves, please try to make sure that those goals are commensurate with, number one, you following your plan, and number two, the amount of exercise that you're willing to put forth. I mean, basically, we know that the weight loss surgery is only going to take 70% of the excess weight from us, in theory. And then the other remaining 30%, of course, is going to come from your hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. So that said, I've got that in line. I'm going to continue working really hard, and with my cardio, with my weights, with my yoga, all the things I do for physical exercise, walking, all those things I'm going to continue to do. But making realistic goals and setting those for yourself, especially if you're new on the journey, or even if you're not, is going to keep you from feeling frustrated. It's going to keep you from utter sadness when you realize that you're not anywhere near where you thought you would be, if your goals are too lofty. Now, moderate goals are something that, maybe you're going to do 10 10 pounds at a time, 20 pounds at a time, whatever it might be or whatever you think is going to work for you. And also put a little incentive for yourself at the end of each increment. That's my recommendation. It isn't going to work for everybody. And, you know, we all have to use our mind. Know that everything that we ever needed is already here within us. And that when we realize the power of the mind and that we can choose to make the right choices as far as an everyday scenario, we can do what we can do. None of us are going to be perfect. None of us are going to be successful the first time, every time. And for those who lose really quickly, I hope that you do go back and do the work. I hope that you do realize that we do have to continue to incorporate the things that you learned along the way in the maintenance phase. Otherwise, you're going to be struggling in maintenance, just as if you were struggling to lose the weight. And I don't know about you, but for myself, I don't want to be doing that. I want to take the things that I've learned along the journey and incorporate them. I know life isn't perfect and that I may struggle a lot in maintenance too. I'm anticipating it, but I'm hoping that I've learned something along the way. Okay, guys. Well, I hope you have the great rest of the weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.